You are now tuned in to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette, where your hosts, Annette Harris, analyze intriguing life questions and concerns, such as, do Christians suffer from mental illness? Have you wondered why they act abnormal? Or you may ask, what is really going on in their minds? Do you need Annette? Well, keep listening for a biblical understanding of the psychology of the mind.
Hey guys, welcome to another wonderful segment of Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. And I'm your host, Annette Harris. Thank you so much for joining us on today, for watching and or listening. Of course, before I get started, I must acknowledge the Lord in prayer. Lord, we thank you for this wonderful day that you blessed us to see. It is wonderful because we are yet alive and we are allowed to see your goodness. We ask that you would get the glory out of this session and everything we go to say and do. In Jesus' name we pray. And our opening scripture that I normally like to quote is the first part of Hosea 4:6, and it states, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee." And again, I am excited to be here. If you see my face, I normally tell you that must mean it's a Wednesday afternoon. 12 noon Central Standard Time is when we normally air for about 2 hours roughly. And we come in every week featuring individuals, highlighting them and their businesses, and also trying to make sure we hold true to the platform of Mind, Body, and Soul, bringing in the psychological and spiritual aspect of everyday life. You obviously see two beautiful guests that I have with me on this afternoon. Well, one is not really a guest. She comes in as my co-host. I saw that look she just gave me. She comes in as my co-host from time to time. I can kind of drag her in. You know, she's my sister, and so I can kind of ask her, you know, hey sis, why don't you come on and co-host with me? I have this guest, and she'll say, oh, sure. But that's after she's told me no a couple of times. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously. How are you doing, Gwendolyn?
I'm awesome today. How about you, Annette?
I'm doing wonderful. It's good to see you, sweetie. You look wonderful as usual.
Good to be here.
Well, good. Hey guys, I am going to introduce a beautiful guest that I actually met through my sister. And my tummy was happy that I did. And you will understand why I'm saying that on today. Kanesha Blair is in the house. And if you see her here, oh my goodness, she's a wonderful woman of God that I have gotten to know. And I'm so excited. I'm preempting everything, just so you'll know. I had to get a caterer for my husband's 55th birthday party last year. And I was kind of scrambling, and my sister told me of someone that was referred to her, and she did the legwork for me and everything, and had the contact with Miss Kanesha. And I'm telling you, I was more than satisfied, much more than satisfied than I could even say. Kanesha Blair of Kanesha's Catering. She's a head chef, owner of Kanesha's Catering, and she is with us on today. And I wanted to talk with her because she has a great story to tell. How are you doing on this afternoon?
I'm doing fine.
Good. It's good to see you. You look well.
Tired.
All right. Yes, and you know what? We're going to make Miss Kanesha feel comfortable. She told me this is like her first time doing this, but it's okay. First time is good for everything, right? Yeah. And actually, thank you for allowing Mind, Body, and Soul to be your first time being on the radio. We appreciate that. But I'm telling you, I see some names on here already. It says Go Ma. Is that Bree?
Yeah, that's Bree. Gotta be. She's my number one fan.
That is beautiful. I love that. Listen, I am going to ask each of you that are coming into my Facebook Live feed here on my personal page to go ahead and click that share button. Click it. It's right down there at the bottom. Click the share button. I always tell you, it costs you nothing. Telling if you click it, nobody's going to ask you to pay for anything. Just click the button. What you're doing is helping us to get the word out that we are on live interviewing Miss Kanesha Blair on today. And because I don't want you to miss a beat. Also, so you will know, the audio portion of the live session is on my YouTube channel right now. So if you go to YouTube, you can type in GetCaughtInANet, A-N-E-T, and you will hear the live portion of the session that's going on now. At the end of the show, we will upload the video so that you can see us there as well. All right, so I'm glad that we are here today. I'm glad I'm getting a chance to talk to this young lady again and to definitely tell her how I just appreciate her and her work. Now, Miss Kanesha, I have a bio here of you. I'm going to read a little bit of it.
Okay.
And then maybe you can kind of tell us, you know, in your own words, who Kanesha is. All right. So I have that you are a full-time chef, the mother of 4, which Breezy obviously is one of them. And you're married to Eric Blair since 21 years. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been on your cooking journey since 2012.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let me allow you to take it from there to talk about Kanesha and how you even got on this cooking journey. Where did it all start?
Well, like I said, it all began with me. I was going through a couple illnesses and gaining a lot of weight. And like I said, I was a basketball mom. So it was a lot of fast food restaurant. Let's just grab and go. So I was putting on weight constantly. The kids wasn't eating healthy. And it just came to a day where I was like, you know what? I didn't reach the max of 343. I have to change my life. So I began to like pre-cook before a lot of the games and things like that. And from there, I just started, you know, I wouldn't say it was more like healthier foods or portion. I was just doing more of, you know, game foods like sandwiches and things. Instead of us going to McDonald's, I would just make sandwiches and, you know, do a little fruits, just little things to, you know, until I started up with the healthy journey. Because I'm be honest, I didn't start off being, you know, totally healthy. It's just more like proportion and just getting away from those restaurants and fast foods. And then from there, I just started, you know, reading up on a lot of healthier ways. And then my daughter, she's a fitness trainer too. So she had a lot to do with me changing the way that we were eating and stuff like that. Because it's like, we got this one fit kid in the family and everybody else, you know, you know, that journey with her. So, I mean, it became a family thing, really, you know. I mean, not even with just food, it was just even financially, it was just too much. We were a family of 6. So imagine going out to the restaurants every day, eating and feeding a family of 6. So.
Wow.
My husband said, you got to get it together because we can't be eating out like this. You like all this, you know, uppity food, but we got to figure it out. And from there, that's where the meal prepping began. And before I just started introducing, you know, fruits, a lot of fruits and vegetables to my kids. Because like, again, we wasn't used to that. It was like chips and just something quick out the gas station and off to the game. So.
Gotcha. Got a question for you, because I know Braisha played basketball. She's now a coach, is that correct? And a trainer. That chick is cut, okay? She really is.
She's my motivation.
That's awesome. And what she doesn't know is I've stolen some of the things that she posts, and I incorporate that into my fitness routine every single solitary day. So she's actually inspiring, which I think is wonderful. So she obviously played basketball for a while. So now was she, and I know you said, you know, your husband.
Well, actually, all my kids played ball at school.
Oh, really?
That was her and my son were the ones that kind of stuck with it. The other 2, they were like, Mom, they too pretty for the basketball.
So did she have a hand? Did Braisha have a hand in saying, hey, you know what? I want to eat healthier, Mom. I want to do better. I want to do less of the fast food as well.
Yeah, she had a lot to do with that. And then, like I said, when she started, you know, sending me pictures like, Mom, you know, I mean, I'm gonna start here. I'm full of art because I was a hairstylist before all of this started. So that's kind of where all the little fancy little stuff come in at. And from there, she would be like, Mom, I know you would want to do this plate because look how it looks. And I'm like, and you know, I'll just put some little things together and add my own little touches. And you know, from there, just, you know, like I said, it would get big. She would send me stuff, Mom, this is healthy. You should do this. You should do that. And then I just started Googling and doing things on my own. And before I knew it, I was posting to my page, just doing something, not really trying to get the crowd going. And it just got big from there. People was like, wow, you did that? It's nice. Like it looks like you actually went to school to cater. And I'm from there just
That is incredible, because that just speaks to your creative mind. You're a creator, obviously, especially even being a cosmetologist, and then even just translating that into being a chef or a foodie. I think it's wonderful. And let me let all of you all know, Kanesha's food doesn't just look good. Oh my God, Kanesha's food, everything tastes awesome. So it's not just the presentation, you all, because we know there are a lot of people, a lot of chefs, a lot of, entities out there. They do wonderful presentations, but their stuff is just not good, to put it nicely.
Thank you.
Nice way to put it.
So where'd you get the cooking touch, though? I mean, did that come from your mom or?
Actually, my grandmother, she was big on cooking, and I don't know if it's just something. I mean, she's passed away now. She's in heaven now. But a lot of stuff I think I picked up from her, because honestly, like I said, it's just something I just woke up one day and just was like, look, it's time to do this. It's time to do that. And I don't know if it's just like something mentally I just had from just watching her, but I mean, I really don't know where the talent came from. It's just something to me. I mean, honestly, I'm being honest. Like, I never was a cook. Really? Doing this since 2012.
Wow.
And a lot of things people will be like, I know you know how to make this. I know you can make that. And I'm like, nah, I'm not a soul food. I'm not into that. Because I'm more like I love seafood. Now, I put my heart into seafood. I love seafood. But then people will be like, I know you can make this. I know you. And I would just try it. And it just seemed like anything I put my hands on, everybody at some point, they fall in love with it.
That's wonderful. Because I was hearing what I heard when you made the change. You were concerned about your family. You were like, I needed to make a change.
Yeah.
And then
I just did. It was because of my family. We were just not doing good eating healthy wise. We just needed to get it together. Like I said, financially, when you look at the bank statement and you see how much money you're giving these restaurants, I'm like, something really has to change. And then, like I said, I was constantly putting on weight. And I just made a journey change as far as, the way we were eating and the way we were doing things.
Okay. And I think you said you initially lost over 100 pounds?
I lost over 100 pounds. My spike weight was 343. And I'm under 200 pounds now.
That is awesome. You know what? Can we kind of talk about, not trying to take over here, ANet, but can we talk about even the psychology of that? So not only saying, hey, we got to stop the fast food. My children are athletes. My husband is also pressing, but being able to stick with that mentally. Tell us about that journey.
Now that, it was really easy for me. The hardest thing for me was giving up the pop thing. So that was big because I was drinking like at least 2 to 3 cans of pop a day. And then I just went on this fast where I was just doing like just water and just because I also juice. And that had a lot to do with what's going on. And that's kind of big for me now too. A lot of people, I'm juicing every week for people. But it was just getting away from the pop and stuff like that. And once I did it, and maybe about a month of just going straight healthy, it's hard to go back to those old meats and things again because my body just wouldn't agree. I was getting sick. I'm finding myself like, I really don't like steak like that, like I thought I did. And I introduced myself to a lot of vegetables. And I think it's just the way I season and put things together. Maybe the appeal of it. I think that's what a lot of, like even with me meal prepping, a lot of people be like, I don't eat that. But the way you make it look, you make me want to try it. And I think that was the thing with me. It was just, okay, if I add a little of this, it might not go together, but let's see how it worked. And it actually, it did its thing.
Wow. That was a great question, Gwendolyn.
Yeah. I won't say it was easy, but like I said, once you find yourself, and then a big thing, when you see that weight coming off, you definitely don't want to go back to it. It's like, hey, this the trick. Okay, I don't want that no more. So that had a lot to do with it too.
Okay. And that's good to hear because others are listening, you know, and some are trying to make some changes. And
like I said, it's not easy. Like even with meal prepping, I tell like a lot of people see my meal prep and they're like, well, that don't all look healthy because you got spaghetti and you got this. Well, I tell people that I meal prep for various reasons. I have basketball parents that just want like just regular dinner for their kids. Then I have people that a lot of elderly. So a lot of them, they stick to certain things that they want. So you might see the beans sometimes. And then sometimes I have people that want a portion, you know, do portion plates. And then I have the men that just want, you know, they want their full serving. So that's why I tell people, it just, everybody is different. Like before I do the meal prep, I do a consultation with each person and find out what are their needs. So that's why some meal preps look different from others. Some look really hearty. Some might look like, well, she barely has something in that one. But that might be somebody that's really trying to do the 500 count or something like that. So like I said, it really varies. I try to accommodate everybody's needs because with losing weight, you can't really go off of what you see one person do. Everybody is different. So I tell everybody, let's try to just do like the portion control first. I'm not going to take away everything. Some people, I just totally don't want no meat, no this, no that. And it's not easy that way. My daughter's vegan and a vegetarian, and it took her like 2 years to finally get it together. But I mean, it was just, you have to wean yourself away from those bad things. So that's why some weeks they will still have this and that. I just might pull back on the carbs or, you know, something like that.
Gotcha.
That's good stuff. Here, let me recognize, I don't know if you had something else going, but let me recognize a few individuals that are here on Facebook Live. We do appreciate you. I know I do have a watch party going on, so I'm going to try to see if I can acknowledge all of you. Apostle Miles, I do see you watching. Pumpkin Perry, Karen Clark, Brandy McCord, Angela, Elaine, Demetria Brand Triplett. Thanks for sharing, dear. Linda Jean Hawkins, hey cousin, thanks for sharing. Pumpkin says, yes, her food is delish.
Thank you.
Paulie is on. Jonathan H. And is this Robichaux?
Robichaux.
I probably butchered that name, so forgive me. But thank you for watching. Uncle Lloyd is on. Thank you for watching. Brandy says, congratulations on your weight loss. That's a whole life change.
Thank you.
That's also a whole person she lost.
Yeah, right. I feel that way.
Wow. Beatrice is on. Let's see. Demetria Brand Triplett says, beautiful food presentation is definitely key. I agree.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Right. Word Terry is on. Thanks for watching. And Linda also says, congrats. That's a major accomplishment. You know, I have a friend of mine. She's on here. I did just call her name, and I'm not going to tell who it is. She says, she puts up a post. She says, when I lose weight, don't look at me because I'm gonna start acting funny.
Yeah, you do act funny. I agree. I agree. When you just never used to even thinking you can wear certain things and you can now. Yeah.
Right.
And that's why the weight can continue to fall off because you're scared to eat anything. You just like, you get real bougie all of a sudden. I don't eat that anymore.
Okay. Well, you've answered the question I was going to ask behind that was, you know, how were your thoughts once you started losing weight about yourself and, you know, about the eating, but you said it kind of encourages you to continue on in the vein that you were in. So that's a good thing.
And like I said, even with doing that, I'll jump back and forth, at least now, because I'm doing a lot of cooking. Of course, I have to taste a lot of the things that I do make. A lot of stuff I do make, I don't eat. But at some point, like the weight will come and go, but I do know the key to getting, you know, to maintaining it. That's been the hardest thing. It's just keeping it off. But I've been doing a good job. I put on 5 to 10 pounds here, but I'll knock it down.
Right. Okay. Now, is all of your weight loss, do you focus more on your diet, or do you incorporate exercise in with it as well?
You know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not big on exercise, but I believe because all of the work I do, it fits in somewhere. I'm just constantly on the go. Now, when I first started off, I did exercise with like I said, my daughter, she was big on, Mom, come on, let's go walk, let's go do this. I was doing like 2 and 3 miles a day. Yeah, then I got so addicted to it that I would go back even in the evening time and go again. But I haven't really been on my exercise flow in at least the last year because I've been just so busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been dedicated, no.
So catering was officially founded in 2018, is that right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. Although you have been cooking, you said, since 2012.
Yeah.
Well, this is, were you inspired to start the catering business because individuals said, oh, you need to do this, you need to do more with this?
Yeah, a lot of it was family and a lot of my, people that was close to me that was like, man, I mean, this stuff really looks good. And I think I can't remember. I want to say that your party was probably one of the first ones that like big that I catered. Okay. And just from there, it just got big. And I just was like, oh my God, am I doing too much? Am I ready for this? And I just gave it to God, and He pretty much just walked me through everything, and it's been going good ever since.
Wow. Well, I will tell you this. I had no idea. I would have thought that you had done like, I don't know how many catering.
No, yours was one of the first. I always relate back to this. I'm like, I remember this day. Yeah, yours was really pretty much one of the first ones. Maybe, if I'm not mistaken, the first or the second. Yep. That
you laid it out like she had a lot of events, didn't she, Gwendolyn?
I mean, the presentation, of course, was on point, but that food was the bomb. As a matter of fact, there were so many people. Now, you probably don't know this, but people have used you since then that were at that party.
Yeah. A lot of people. Yeah,
because it was just that good. I mean, and that's my thing. You're right, Annette. I never would have known that you didn't do that because, and then let me say this too, and I know this is not about me, but when I first got there to my brother-in-law's party, and Kanesha and her husband were already there were some people already there, and I walked to the back and I said, are you Kanesha? And she goes, yes, because we'd only been texting back and forth. And let me tell you, this sister has such a sweet spirit.
He does.
And I'm sure you all are picking that up even during this interview. And I looked at her and I was like, and I said, you were so beautiful too. And she probably thought, this chick. And I looked at her husband. She had everything laid out already. They were, organizing everything. And I looked at her husband. I said, man, I love her. I said, but you know what? I just felt like I knew her already. You know what I mean? How you pick up that vibe from people? Yes. I was like,
and I get that a lot when I'm like, a lot of it is social and a lot of it is through like a lot of texting and stuff like that. And when I finally get to the party, it's like, oh, I already know this person. It's really like we do a lot of communicating before the event.
Exactly.
I try to stay on it and stay, every a week before, like make sure everything is, and it just really feels like a lot of the people that I've been catering for are like my family.
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got so many positive comments and compliments about you from that event. Now she started it off because she told me how personable you are. And I'm like, oh wow. And I almost kind of felt like I knew you myself. I didn't even get a chance to see you that day. Of course, it was a surprise, so I had to come.
Because I had it all mixed up too. I'm like, wait, who is the guest? I don't know what's going on. Like, my focus was just the food, but once I got there, I'm like, I didn't even meet the person who partied actually.
Right. Yeah, because by the time you left, of course, I had to, since it was a surprise, I had to bring him in later. So you had to set up and left. But but you did a wonderful job. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
I see others coming in. Deborah Jones-Riddle, we appreciate you. Maya White and Tyrone Christopher. If you're just now joining us again, we are talking today with the beautiful Kanesha Blair of Kanesha's Catering. And she is talking about her life's journey, how she did a transformation herself and then established her own catering business, putting that creative mind to work and putting those hands in and making those delicious, delicious meals. So of course, before we leave on today, we want to talk about her business. I want to kind of push more business her way, make her a little bit more busier.
Right. Appreciate it.
But you know what, I only say that because I like to encourage first and foremost our own.
Amen.
and support our own, and, as much as I can. And you have exemplified such a professional attitude, in everything that you do, from me even conversing with my sister to get you for the party to you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was, everything was just like, you had everything together is what I'm trying to say. So I like to encourage and support you, and share with others as well. I don't want to just put you in my back pocket and just leave you there. I want to.
Y'all been wonderful.
Well, that's good. That's good. Gwen, did you want to ask anything right now before I move forward?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe we could probably save it for the end. But for those of you out there in Facebook land, Kanesha, myself, and Annette, we are graduates of Bloom High School. We are mighty Trojans. So yes. So there's another, kind of similarity or something that we have in common. Now, if you could go back, Kanesha, seeing where you are right now, what would you tell Kanesha, the Bloom High School student, about weight loss, eating right? What would you tell her to expect? What would you advise her to do?
This is a question for me.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So can you repeat that again?
So if you could go back and tell your high school self something, about the journey that you've been through for the past, I don't know how long it's been, 25 years or what have you, what would you go back and tell Kanesha, the high school student, about, eating healthy, portion control, losing weight, owning your own business, being a voice, being a strong Black woman? What advice would you give her?
Well, the advice I would give would be, actually in high school, I thought I was the mom, so I don't know. As far as the weight loss thing, I don't think that was an issue with me back in high school. But as far as like the healthy journey, with that being said, it's kind of tough because as a high school student, I just never thought that weight was a big thing. Looking back at pictures, I was always one of the bigger girls, but I was okay with it. So it's going back and changing that part of me. I don't think it's much of an issue. It was much of an issue then. Now, once I graduated, that person I can go back and relate to, as far as I would have done a lot of things differently. Because that's the thing with me, I really wasn't big on like a sloppy eater. It was just bad choices and eating late, things like that. I was just a restaurant person. Like everything was, let's run our thing back in high school was big boys. So it was like, I want some fries. I want, stuff like that. Now, I definitely would have changed all that now, knowing that I could have had all this going on back in high school, Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
As far as the business-wise, I never, ever thought catering and cooking would be my thing. It was more because I was known for doing hair in high school. So that would have been more of my vision. So as far as food, that never would have crossed my mind that I would be chefing right now.
Wow.
Okay. Never know what life is going to take you, right?
Amen.
You never know. This was not part of my journey growing up.
That's incredible. What do they say? We plan and God laughs.
Yeah. And I totally agree.
That's not what I have for you, right?
Okay. I see you, Eric Blair. Thanks for watching. And Alexia.
They're my husband and daughter.
Oh, wonderful. He threw up 3 hearts. And Alexia says, yes, so proud of you, Mommy. And I think, is this Cherish, Blair? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, that's the baby.
Cheers. So proud of you, Mom. We love you. That's beautiful. And I see Michelle, the precious one, Everett.
Yeah, that's a high school. She's an alumni too.
All right. Bloom is in the house.
She's actually getting married. We got a big wedding next week.
Oh, wow.
Can't wait to see the catering pics.
Yes. Oh, wait. Can we talk about the pics before I ask you my next question? Oh my God. Your pics on IG and wherever else I see them, it makes you just want to jump through the camera or whatever.
Yeah. I get that from a lot of people. And then even when I first started, a lot of people used to think like I was like just mocking the pictures. I'm like, no, that's my food. I'm really big on, if I put it out there, it's definitely mine. I'm selfish when it comes to, my foods and things like that. So a lot of people be like, that looks like something that came out of a magazine, or where you get this picture from, or what's the ingredients to it? I'm like, I made that. Oh, I get that all the time. A lot of people just, and they be like, and then even when I bring it to wherever the event is, they be like, it looks just like the picture, So I'm proud of myself for that, because I'm really big on presentation. Like me and my husband fight all the time about, he be like, hey, it really don't, it's perfect. You don't have to do this. I'm like, something missing. Something is totally missing from this. And then when he get there, he was like, you was right. I mean, if it don't look good, I can't put it out there.
I understand. While we're talking about pictures, let me jump in real quick because someone is asking for your IG handle. They want to follow you. Can you shout that out to them, Kanesha?
Yes.
Your Instagram handle?
Yes, it's Kanesha_catering. And it's spelled K-A-N.
And those with K's.
Yeah, both of them are with K's. It's Kanesha with the S on the end. And then it's a lowercase. And then it's capital Katering. Catering with the K. And that's
awesome.
Instagram, yeah.
Thank you for doing that. And while you were saying that, I went ahead, Brandy, thanks for asking for her IG handle. I put the link in the comment section on here on the live feed. So if you guys, please go follow her.
Thank you guys.
Go follow her and then call her so she can you can get some of her food. Gwendolyn Gaston, I see you.
Oh wait.
On what? Go follow her.
I'm sorry. One more question as far as what she does with respect to.
I'm getting a little feedback.
I'm sorry. I'm getting a little feedback. Me too. What she does with respect to her recipes, do you utilize exclusively measurements, or do you cook by taste?
I cheat. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a cheat, and that's what I'm working on now, trying to get my cookbook going. And I know that's going to be one of the hardest things for me because I add everything. Everything is by the eye. Okay, that's enough. I really don't grab the measuring cup or the spoon and be like, okay, I put this much of this and that much of that. I really don't do that. I'm gonna be honest. Everything is pretty much just by taste. It's honestly just by taste. But I know, being a cook and a chef, I definitely have to get better with that, especially with me trying to put this book together. That's gonna be so hard. But yeah, I'm a cheat. I definitely cheat that one.
But actually, that's when you know they know how to cook.
Yeah. Even when I do get a recipe, which is rare, like a lot of stuff, I just see it and just go by what I see. But when I do try to follow I always be like, you need a little more of this, or maybe 2 more cups of this, So I never really follow the rules. I never follow the rules of a recipe. It's bad.
Wow. That's
a real cook.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what I mean by that. That means you know how to cook. Mother Pritchard, I see you on. I was calling out your name, Cousin Jamone. Thanks for watching. Cousin Jamone is a true foodie, so I know he would appreciate this show. So thanks for joining. Again, if you guys have not shared already, please do so. Click the share button. Click the share button. So proud of you, niece. Love you, says Joanne. Is it Sanner?
Yeah, she's a fan.
Okay, all right, wonderful. That's beautiful that you have these individuals that are in your corner. And, I was looking at a lot of your family that was coming on and giving you hearts and appreciating you and loving you. Let's talk about that support from the family, those who are in your corner. How was it when you said, okay, I'm going to start this business. I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. What were their thoughts? Were they like, okay, I'm in with you? you know.
Well, the biggest thing with me is that I am a procrastinator. So a lot of things I would just say over and over and over again until it got to the point my husband was like, well, if that's what you're going to do, just do it. You keep talking about it. And, every week, it is getting big. Because like I said, I did start off with a lot of small dishes where people would be like, oh, can you make a plate of this? Or we love this that you make. And it became big from there. But, with me saying I'm gonna be a true caterer, I was like, I don't know if I could carry that weight. I don't know, because like me, my time is my time. So when somebody tells me 3:00, it was just hard for me as becoming a businesswoman where time was a big thing. But when I started noticing that people were paying for events and they're paying to have this haul from this time to this time, that I had to definitely change, because it was like, I'm not a real caterer, so I'll get there when I, get there. And that was like a downfall for me at the beginning, because I'm like, it got to be perfect. So my husband like, you supposed to have the food there in 10 minutes and you still working on it. That was like something that I really, truly had to get together. And I'm almost 100% better at that. But as far as that was the scary part of me, just going full-fledged with it, because I just doubted myself a lot, because like I said, I was self-taught. I never went to school for any of this. It was just something like I said, I woke up one day and made a dish, and from there it just pretty much, been carrying on. And they are my biggest supporters, and a lot of them, I have my mental brace where I'm like, this week's just too heavy for me, because I was working out of a cafe and things were a little easier there, because I didn't have to like have so much stuff pre-done, because it was like, and then as far as like even taste testing and doing things like that, people would just come to the cafe and then they'll have a shot at some things that they wanted to try before they book before an event. But now with the pandemic going on and stuff like that, it's just like a lot of people just have to trust me, as far as the food goes. And I thank God that it's actually been picking up and been doing well, even though, this has all been going on too. So as far as my support, as far as my family, they're my corner 100. Like my husband, he gets off work and he's like, he tell me, I think I'll put in more hours working for you than I do at, actually working at home. So I really appreciate everything that everybody, as far as my family, does for me, like as far as getting food orders out, and like my daughters, taking in on a lot of the computer part, because I'm not like real savvy on the computer. So a lot of stuff they like, okay, Ma, you got this going on, that going on, and putting stuff together for me. So yeah, as far as my family, I have a lot of support. My auntie finding all the little nicks and knacks. I found this, I think this would be useful for you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she overdid it, because I'll never use it. And then I'll find myself, where's that thing, that little cutting board thing that she brought over or whatever. So I appreciate her for all the little things that she brings over and throw my way. And my mom, like everybody is just, they're 100%. Yeah, everybody wants to see me do great.
And that helps,
Yes, it does.
to have that individuals in your corner, because if you have, all of them that are pulling against you, I'm like, nah, that didn't taste good.
And it was like that some days where the kids would be like, wait, Mom's in the kitchen today, everybody packing up, leaving. I'm like, y'all, I have 3 orders I got to get out. Everybody, and at first, I won't say it was forced, because everybody was just so excited that I finally found something that I love to do besides here. So when they saw how, how good it was going and the benefits from it all, it's like everybody just like, even now, if they see it gets a little too busy, everybody just take off what they're doing and just, we get it going. So in the near future, we're looking food truck and restaurant coming very, very soon.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's good stuff. Walter Jones, I see you on. He says, y'all making me hungry. I get it.
Right.
Because I'm getting hungry too myself, just listening to her. But you kind of mentioned about the pandemic a little bit, and that was another question I was going to ask you. How had things kind of changed for you since this pandemic, in terms of preparation and taking precautions? How has that impacted Kanesha's Catering?
And I actually thought when it all started, I thought things would really die down, because like I said, I was working out of the cafe, so I knew that was going to cut a lot of things. And then as far as taking precautions of others and also my family, I'm like, you know, this I'm pretty much gonna have to put everything on hold. But it was weird that I was still getting calls from people still wanting things, you know, even with not even parties, just like, okay, we tired of cooking dinner. Because the first 2 weeks of the pandemic, everybody was chefs and cooks. I mean, I must honestly say, I'm looking like, wow, she's cooking, this person, my mom's doing this. Like, everybody was cooks that first 2 weeks. And I guess everybody realized, like, you know, we want restaurant food, and by the restaurants being closed down, that was my time to put out the stuff that I do, and I'm putting up all these pictures. And everybody like, oh my God, can I put in an order for this, that, and other? And it just pretty much, it's been well for me as far as the pandemic. And even the meal prepping thing, that even got big. And I thought that would definitely, because usually I only meal prep during the fall season, because I figured during the summer seasons, a lot of people are doing parties and, you know, barbecuing, and nobody's really trying to stick to diets and things like that. But I mean, since the pandemic, meal prepping has just been that and juicing has been really big for me.
That's awesome. I mean, because you know, and that's one of the things I thought about too. Yeah, maybe the first 2 weeks or month, everybody would cook.
Everybody wants to cook.
But then once, you know, you get tired, number one, and then some things become redundant. And then you did a wonderful job still putting those pictures out there. That's why I ordered that meal prep. I was like, I said, I want to give me some food. So I understand, but I'm glad that you did, because sometimes you're unsure, you know.
So like I said, I've been okay since the pandemic.
Well, that's good. That's actually excellent. I know some businesses have started up because of the pandemic.
Exactly, and that's what I feel with me as far as the catering part of it all. It seemed like that's when it got big for me, and I'm like, you would think, you know, a lot of people wasn't having things, but that's when the catering really got big for me, since I would say since March.
Beautiful.
Like, you know, it started off with a lot of the private dinners. A lot of people was having anniversaries and things, and they couldn't go to the restaurant. So I started doing like the private dinners at home, and then they were having like the guest of 10 and stuff like that. So it kind of helped with people asking me to, you know, booking those events with me. It was good. It was all good.
Okay. All right. I see you, Richard Nash. T. Bryson is on. Elder Kevin McGee says, did I miss the food? Yeah, you missed the food. I thank God for Elder McGee, because he did pen the spoken word for today. We're going to play it in a little bit, but it is relative to this topic on today. Now, let's get in. I'm going to just ask you a little bit more about your, you know, what you're doing now. You already mentioned about the juicing, the meal prep. Can you tell us a little bit more about those two features of your business?
So now, like I said, I'm meal prepping for people now, and as far as the meals, they get 5 meals, 4 salads, which is 2, like it's just a small house salad. Then they get a fruit salad, and as far as the meals, I say it's 5, but a lot of people say it's more like 10, because they're getting 2 meals, because they say I give so much food. And like I said, with the meal prepping, it's all according to each individual as far as their needs, as far as the meal prep. So I might have people, like I said, that's on a healthy journey. We got the basketball parents, you know, the elderly that I do a lot for the elderly, as far as, you know, I got a lot of people who have parents at home that they just want to make sure that they're getting healthy meals during the week, or just making sure that their parents are just eating and not over the stove and things like that. So, you know, everybody, as far as the meal preps, those are just according to the person. And as far as the juicing, that's just something. I had a client, she wanted to juice, and I told her no for about 2 weeks. I told her, I just don't have the time for that. That's a lot of work, because juicing is, I mean, you should see how much juice you get from one piece of fruit or a vegetable. And I did it for her this 1 week, and I promise to God, it just seemed like I delivered that to her in like the next day. I don't know if it was all her friends from work or what went on from there. And I've been juicing every day since she started back in April, and I haven't stopped. It hasn't been a week that's gone by that she hasn't juiced and brought on a team of people with her.
Wow. Okay.
And then, like I said, the juices are strictly from just straight alkaline waters, fruits and vegetables. And comes with a total of 21. You get a 7-day supply, which is a 3-day. You take a morning from breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then some people break them down where they last a little longer, and they're in mason jars, so they can't hold up to 14 days. So it just all depends on, your needs and how you want to do it. Some people just don't have time to eat in the morning, so they're deciding to, do the juicing along with the meal prep. So like I said, it's just all kind of just mixing together at some point.
Okay. I can actually see something like that, that part of your business, like increasing, especially during this time, like you said, even with the elderly and, or individuals.
And then even with the juicing, because a lot of the people that took on that big were a lot of the nurses, and that's because with the pandemic they were so busy putting in a lot of hours in the hospitals where they were fine. And that's what happened with her. She was like, I'm not eating, I'm losing the weight, but it's not healthy. She was like, maybe we could try this juicing thing, because she was prepping also. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. Do you know? I don't know. Even that week, I'm like, this will be just too much for me. And I started noticing that it was helping a lot of the people. And I wanted to pretty much, dedicate a lot, because they were going out, they were exceptional workers. And I'm like, okay, this is working for them. They're getting in, not even noticing just from that drink that they're still getting all those vitamins and things that they need. And
Okay.
They got
That's awesome.
Were you going to ask something, Gwen? Before
No, I was just saying that's just awesome. I want her to continue to talk because I love her story. It's just absolutely positively wonderful.
Yeah, I've been looking at your juicing, and I need to hit you up. I really do. But you know what? I'll say this: the only reason why I probably have is because I almost feel like I'm being lazy because I have a juicer here.
Well, that's what a lot of people, like I said, they'll call me and ask me, how do you use this thing and what should I do? And I mean, I have no problem with telling people, how to be healthy. Honestly, I really have nothing secret when it comes to, even with my recipes and things that I use. It's not a secret, because I feel like at some point you're your own person, and I don't care how my kids, my aunts, they'll call me and be like, I don't know what it is that you do to this food. I did exactly what you said, and it don't taste the same. So yeah, I really don't have no problem with, helping others out, even with, because it can get financially stubborn. Like you can, like people that juice with me every week, sometimes I'll be like, wow, I can't believe this person wants to, it's a lot of money involved. But when it comes to health, again, like I said, when they see that weight falling off and they see their life changing, I guess financially, that's not a problem for a lot of people.
Right. Okay. Got to make a choice.
Yeah.
Brandy says here
she takes up a lot of the grocery that they would spend in the stores anyway, and that fast food, so it's really not a difference. So I have to look at that too, I guess.
Yeah, just transferring the money over to a healthier choice, if you will. Brandy says on Facebook, juicing, she's right, juicing is a lot of work. You get exactly 2 tablespoons of juice from 18 pieces of fruit. Okay. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, I saw you make the correction, Brandy. Thank you for that. But yeah, this is good stuff. And I know I normally have Dr. Shirley Hill on the end of the month. She's our resident what is it? Come on, NFH, right? Food hygienist. That she comes in every month to talk about our health and our wellness. But she talks about juicing and what we need to do. So we can take what Dr. Hill gives us and then call Kanesha, so
just mix it all together.
We can combine all that in together and
there you go.
Healthy. But no, that's good stuff. Let's see here. I am going to thank you, Brandy, natural food hygienist. My mom went somewhere. I don't know why I did that. She comes on every month. But anyway, that's all right. Gwen, did you want to touch on anything else?
No, not at this point. I have something maybe for the end, but not right now.
Okay, well, maybe why don't we go there? Because I've asked her a couple of things that I wanted to make sure that we touched on about the family support, how she started with the business and the changes in relation to COVID. So that's where I wanted to make sure, what I wanted to make sure that I talked with her about. So you can go ahead.
Okay, you know what? Mine was kind of like trying to uh, segue into what is happening now, especially in terms of the what I call the renewal of the movement, and specifically to our community. What would you say to us during this time? It's a, you know, for us, it's a time of turmoil. You know, not only are we dealing with, you know, the racism, the systemic racism, overt and covert that we're dealing with and have for a long time. But as we know, because of this new administration or the administration that's in here, it's been further exacerbated. Of course, we're dealing with COVID-19, and of course, our community is being hit the hardest. What advice would you give to our community with respect to eating right, you know, de-stressing, maybe in other words, and how we should not use food, I guess, as a crutch? Or, you know, can you offer up something along those lines?
Yeah. Now, as far as you know, with the pandemic and all the things that's going on, I really think as a race, we definitely need to stand strong together and back each other up. As far as, you know, it's just a lot going on as far as like you say, even with the violence and things like that, and it's a lot of mental stress out there with that going on, and it will, you know, trigger people to eat badly. As far as, you know, you could, I mean, because now it's to the point where a lot of people don't want to leave home, because it's like you really can't go anywhere without it's some type of bad news going on. And being in the house, I'm gonna be honest, sticking in the house sometimes will drive you to that refrigerator. You really not hungry, you really don't want nothing to eat. It's just a mental thing. And I would just suggest, like I said, a lot of the fruits and vegetables in the home would be good. And even going on YouTube and trying, you know, new recipes and things you can do as a family. Because at this point, I think it's going to be where we're probably going to be back home more so in the streets, because the way things are going, it's just not looking good. So as far as that goes, yeah, I would just say, I mean, of course, keep God first and prayer in every step, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense to me because, you know, honestly, and you're right, Kanesha. I mean, we're not hungry, but
Yeah.
because we are home, most of us, and there is nothing else to do.
Yeah,
We're
it's like
opening up the refrigerator and the cabinets. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow. And even in my house, I'll be totally honest with you. I buy fruit all the time, but then the fruit goes bad. I'm going to be totally honest with you, and I have to throw it away. But you know, we're trying to do better on this end, you know, seriously about, you know, snacking, and because it's almost like a nervous tick, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You
And that's
know?
why I say, like, finding new ideas or different ways to use fruits, vegetables, and even foods. Like me, when I get bored, I just go to some, you know, click on Pinterest or something and find something new. And that's a way of bonding too. Like a lot of it's crazy, but because I've been catering and things like that, our family bond has really gotten big, because we find ourselves, you know, rushing and getting this done, getting that done at the same time. You would be amazed at the conversations that comes out of the kitchen just from being at home with my family and all of us working together. So
That's beautiful.
think a lot of things is God sent, you know, his way of saying, like me, a lot of the kids were away at school, but now it forces everybody to be in the kitchen, and with the time that I thought I was losing, I'm getting it back in the kitchen. So
That's beautiful. Oh, girl, you're gonna make me cry. But you are so right. You're so right, Kanesha. That is absolutely beautiful. Yes. Yes.
Wow. So you're passing this on down to your offspring.
you know, I tell my kids all the time, like, I really want them to know, in case anything ever happens to me, they can, you know, they can keep it going. Cause like right now, the egg roll thing, everybody, Mom, and I'm like, just come on, y'all got to learn too. Cause I mean, they never know, you know, you always want to leave something left behind for your kids and your grandkids. So, I mean, even if nothing moves further from here, I just want my kids to know this was Mom's thing here.
That's right. Yeah, can you know what? Can we talk about those egg rolls too?
Sure.
Oh, Kanesha, boo. Can you talk about all the the different meats that you have in like the egg rolls, like the Philly and the
Oh. And you know, that's crazy because that's really what's big. I cannot get out of those for nothing. I mean, I'd be like, this week I'm not doing it. Me and my husband and my daughter, we're rolling egg rolls from sun up to sundown. And that was just something, like I said, somebody was like, you know what? It's this thing. I'm going to send you a picture of it. You think you can do these? And I'm looking and I tried. It was a guy from the barbershop. He was like, I know you can do this. And I'm like, yeah, but that's a lot of work. It's like everything that gets big for me, I always, my excuses. That's a lot of work. I don't know if I even want to spend the time doing that. And I remember it would take me forever to roll, like 10 egg rolls would be like an all day thing for me. And now I could do it in my sleep. And as far as the fillings, you know, it's chicken, jerk chicken, is the buffalo chicken. And then I do Philly cheese. And it's crazy because I was kind of pulling away from a lot of the beef. Like when I was working in the cafe, a lot of them were doing the keto and those diets there. So I wasn't cooking with beef. So a lot of them was like, can you do the egg rolls? But the Phillies, can you use turkey instead of beef? And it's crazy now because I don't even use beef, but a lot of people think that the Phillies are beef, but it's actually grounded turkey and everybody loves those. Those are like the hottest ones.
Oh,
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah.
Now you do have vegan. Do you have vegan dishes?
Yeah, I do vegan and keto. Yeah, by request. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Love it. I love it. I think when was that? We saw she was doing. Was it a taste test at the cafe?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, when I first got there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I probably with the shrimp and grits. That's another big one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got excited. Sorry.
Yeah.
As
you just wait. You just wait till you try Kanesha's food. Oh my God.
My goodness.
A lot of people ask me, like, are you from the South? Are you from New Orleans? I'm like, no, that was one of my favorite foods was shrimp and grits. And that's really where it started at. I did a couple things of shrimp and grits and everybody was like, that just don't match. That don't go together. But then they tried it and then they started asking for it by, quantities of it. And it pretty much went from there. That, and then I do a jerk salad that everybody loves. I don't know if it's just they like the way it looks or, but that's another big dish that I do. The shrimp and grits, the egg rolls, and then I do a lot of things on a stick, like a lot of what do they call those foods? Where you like on a stick, like I would do
kebabs.
Yeah, the kebabs and a lot of stuff, finger foods. And real creative. Like I even would do a salad on a stick and they like, this is some crazy stuff, but yeah. So I get creative when it comes to people wanting parties with finger foods. I just lose it. That's like the jackpot for me.
Oh, I didn't know I did salad on a stick. Okay, gotta remember that.
Hamburger.
And her salmon is the bomb too.
Yeah,
the salmon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brandy said, I think it's safe to say Gwen loves her egg rolls. I think so too, Brandy. I agree. Linda says, once you start juicing, you will see it is not that hard and you feel better.
Yeah.
Start with a good juicer. Yeah. Okay.
And I done been through like 5 of them, so I totally understand where she's coming from. And now it's like I get I get so excited about what comes from the fruit. So I'm like, wow. I mix this and that, and this tastes like. So I'm excited about it too. So I'm kind of thankful that she did force me into this situation because this also has been great for me as far as the juicing. And like I said, again, it's not as bad as, like I say, everything that I've gotten big with. It's always been, I'm not doing that. It's too much work, and it's been wonderful. So I thank God for that too.
All right. I see Michelle. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Tyler Murray is on. Again, if you're just not joining us, please go ahead and click that share button. We're talking to Kanesha Blair, owner and head chef of Kanesha's Catering. And we are just highlighting her on today, her journey. You may not have heard from the beginning, but it started out personally for her in her effort to make a better eating experience for her family, and it evolved into this wonderful, wonderful catering business. And her background story is definitely something that you need to check into. I am waiting for a cookbook to come out. I'm just doing it.
Then I'm also been getting a lot of people who've been wanting, like since the pandemic, me and my husband, we end up getting a new kitchen in the house for particularly just for cooking. And everybody like, well, you know what, now that you got that extra kitchen in the house, how about you do cooking classes? And I think that would be great. That's something I'm steering towards too. I'm getting a lot of people that's asking for the cooking class. So
Virtual?
I look forward to. Yeah, it'll be virtual, of course, until the pandemic is cleared up. But yeah, that's something I'm gearing.
Beautiful.
Another one of them. That's too much work. But then I'm thinking, like, you know what? It might not be a bad idea because I'm giving out recipes and instructions on things anyway. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's something good to introduce to the business.
Oh, that would be awesome. Annette needs that too. She wants to be a student.
I'm not sure what's going on with that one, but so I hear virtual classes. I also hear the food truck and the restaurant.
Yeah, those are my goals. Mm-hmm.
All right. Those are her goals, and we're going to stick with her because we want to make sure that we you got to say something. Destiny, I see you on. Thanks for watching. Tyler says, "Hey, cuz, so proud of you." And Destiny says, I definitely would support the virtual lessons. Yeah, I think a lot of us could.
I'm steering towards it.
Okay, she's steering towards it. So let's all pray for Kanesha that she steers there quickly.
Yeah, and doesn't procrastinate.
But Kanesha, but seriously though, you are a very busy woman. When do you find time to sleep?
No, it feel like when I go to sleep, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Because if I'm sleeping, I'm thinking of something. And then my husband like, just in the morning, we'll talk about it. He said I talk about food from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. He said that's all. Even when I call him at work, he said it's some type of idea or something you coming up with. But I mean, I just guess because it's all new to me and it's something that I'm very excited about and I'm growing in the process. I just think eventually I tell him it'll go away. But I mean, because we work together, I feel like it's no time lost because like I said, it's pushed a lot of things that we get to talk about now. I mean, at first it was him doing, because he writes books, so it was him doing his thing in the office with the books, and then I'm in the kitchen. But now with the business growing, it makes him have to come in and kind of put his hands in there too. So we still get the time that we need. And even with the family, like I said, a lot of stuff that goes on, I'm not even noticing until I might finally get a chance to sit down. I'm like, wow, I had all the kids at the house today, and we had a lot to talk about, you know. So yeah.
That's good. That's good stuff. Well, as long as you don't talk in your sleep about food, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I just think it's just something that I'm just, like I said, it's all new. And
right.
Eventually it'll die down, and yeah. It's a true passion, and I don't know where it came from. It's just I'm always thinking of the next thing to make.
That's beautiful. And you know what else I'm hearing too? Because a lot of times I just love to kind of pick up on things and even just hearing you talk about, Eric and how he helps and how you bounce things off of him and you guys come together and you've done this business together. You guys been married for 21 years and you've got your children, and it just sounds like a strong foundation. Can you give us some advice in terms of making a business work with your spouse?
Well, you know what? A lot of it is communication and being able to take constructive criticism, because he would always be on me about all the bad things. I'm like, dang, do you got anything nice to say, But now looking back from when I first started, I appreciate everything he was telling me, because it's the honest to God truth. Because like I said, I get set in my ways, and because I was the cook and I was the one putting everything together, I never wanted to hear what he had to say. It's just like, look, either you're going to help me and get out the kitchen or just, I really appreciate all the time and support that he gives me. Like I wouldn't have this business without him. I really do. And him and the things that he he's behind all the frying. He always be like, man, you don't never put me out there and tell him I'm doing a lot of the work too. He does all of my frying, guys. So I will put that.
Yay, Eric!
The chicken, anything being fried, he does that. And he, again, we never were cooks. I could never imagine him 20 years ago being in the kitchen doing a thing. Cause like I said, his thing, we gonna stop and grab a burger, buy a pizza and buy some tacos. That was our thing. So, I mean, we both are growing from this. And like I said, even being healthy, it's just something that we've been doing together for the last, couple years.
That's real Black love. I love it.
Now you mentioned, and even in your bio about your weight loss. So did your other family members experience, or did they any weight loss?
Yes, my daughter, my baby girl, she ended up losing like going into high school. She was a pretty, she put on a lot of weight too, and she started going on the healthy factor with me, and she lost like over 60 pounds, I would say, my girl. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And you led by example. So
yeah. So, and like I said, it just was a lot of, even with me changing the way I was eating, just a lot of things I took out of the household that I would normally, I'm buying boxes of chips and, all this bad food. And, like I said, I guess from me watching my daughter as far as being healthy, and then my daughter watching me, a lot of weight loss came from it all.
Beautiful.
Okay. That is good to hear. That is so good to hear. Well, I am so excited to even have you on today, for you to even come and share with us about your journey. And I know I did mention she's a busy woman, so I told her I wasn't going to keep her for the entire time on today that Mind, Body, and Soul normally airs. I want to be courteous to my guests, and I want her to be able to come back again. I want her to say I kept her when I wasn't supposed to keep her.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
This is good stuff. This is very good information that you have definitely shared with us. I'm excited about your family being in the trenches with you. I really am. And when that was a good question you asked about spouses, because sometimes some may want to go into business together, but they bumping heads, and
one is a saboteur. Yeah.
They don't know there's a give and take. And, so to hear, your journey and how you all handled it is a great testimony. So thank you for sharing that. Destiny did say also that was a good question, Gwen. But yeah, this is good stuff. You guys, I want to appreciate you for coming in today on the watch party, on the Facebook live feed, on YouTube as well, joining in with us on today to talk about food, and talk about this catering business. I had on my promo, live to eat or eat to live. Where do you find yourself? Kanesha, where do you find yourself? Eat to live or live to eat?
I say eat to live, as far as just learning to eat healthy and being able to have the good stuff, but just knowing the right way of doing it. I
agree. Gwen, where do you find yourself?
Absolutely. I'm with Kanesha. She's my new good friend. And so
that is too funny.
But that's the truth. I mean, right? I mean, I'm not living to
like
eat.
I said, there was so many vegetables and things that I would never ever think in life that I would touch. But like I said, just learning to eat and even preparing it. There's certain ways you have to prepare things, Like my husband, he would never eat fried foods. I mean, baked, anything baked, because he liked it to feel firm and texture. His thing was texture. But I guess the way, like I said, it's just learning how to cook. And even with my customers, it's certain things that I have to do something more, put a lot more love into something that you know what I'm saying? Because they like it a certain way. So I'm getting them to eat the vegetables because I'm putting this and doing this to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all in about eating the right way. And
okay.
Beautiful.
Well, I think the older I get, I'm at eat to live. because I could put down some food, and I think I was probably doing more of living to eat at first. But the older I get, it has changed for me, of course.
Praise God.
I don't know why your eyes are getting big over there, Gwendolyn.
Oh my God, Kanesha, not only did she eat a lot, she inhaled food. I mean, we would sit down, we'd go to a restaurant, and sometimes, we go out like with our boyfriends or whatever. And I'm telling you, the minute they set that food down in front of ANet, 10 minutes later it's gone. I mean, it's just like, and I'm not saying she was like sloppy and doing this. She just ate fast.
She knew food.
Food is my friend. Food still. But I'm making better food choices, and so
even in a lot of gaining weight comes from just a lot of the fast eating. If you learn to chew and break your foods down, and even with making plates, like a lot of people think they have to pile it all on that plate. Sometimes you make that one plate and portion it, and you'll be fine. But if you put it all on there, of course, mentally you're gonna go for eating it all.
That is so true.
And I'm gonna tell you, the way you eat, I mean, it doesn't always result in being overweight. I was never overweight, but that eating fast like that wasn't good.
Yeah,
and me
because your body's not digesting everything that it needs to digest. Yeah,
exactly. So hopefully there's something that's been said that's helped you guys on today. Make sure I put in the comment section. Make sure you follow Miss Kanesha.
Thank you, guys.
What was that?
I was just saying thank you.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. You're welcome, sweetie. Jim Fenton is on. We thank you for watching. But yes, follow her. I believe she does have a Facebook page as well. Is that right? You have a Facebook page for the business, right?
Okay. And you know what? I have to get back on that. That's another thing I've been slacking with. I've been doing more of the Instagram page more so than the Facebook page as far as the catering part. So I will be updating that. I'm going to take some time off and just try to get a lot of my social media together so that stuff will be more updated.
Okay. Because you can also link your Instagram page to Facebook. So once you post on Instagram, it'll upload to Facebook for you.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at. Okay, that's something I'm gonna definitely look into.
Yes. Because we want to keep it coming. We want to keep the business coming, and you all to be satisfied. You all may have, and I think so. Now you're still doing like events though, even in the pandemic. Yeah, I thought I saw some things. Okay, so they can still contact you.
Yeah, I'm still able to go out. And like I said, a lot of stuff is just as far as the size of the event, But I don't know, because I've been catering some big events that's been out there too. So, but as far as me doing events, I'm still taking orders for things like that. So yeah, my October, I'm halfway full. So if anybody got anything coming.
Wow. And look, we're coming up on a year for the event that I had in October last year. It was the wow, that's good. That's good. You haven't stopped. So I'm glad that this time has been good to you, for you to be able to share time with your family, your husband, your children, and to continue on cultivating this business. So I am so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
And I appreciate you. Look, what I want to do right now is actually, I'm going to see if I can play this spoken word from Elder Kevin McGee. He has a show on Saturdays at 12 noon Central Standard Time at Intellectual Radio, which is where also Mind, Body, and Soul airs. And he's so wonderfully, and sometimes without me asking, will pen a word for our topic of the day. And so he has one for today. So I want you all to take a listen and let me know if you can hear this.
$8.99 for all you can eat. Doesn't mean that you should eat all that you can. But when you discover the real purpose of eating, then you can truly enjoy it. When you realize eating is not a security blanket for when you get depressed or stressed, or to serve as a temporary lover after a tumultuous breakup as you eat gallons of Haagen-Dazs trying to eat your sorrows away. But when you come to yourself and remember that the purpose of eating is for your sustenance so that you can live instead of you living to eat, then you can appreciate the wonderful thing called food, and you will find that food and eating can be healthy and fun. Whether you're vegan or simply trying to eat right, eating can become an activity that will bring a smile to your face. When your mind rejects the notion that the body can consume any and everything, then the body appreciates the thinking of the mind, and your soul will be glad. And so, if you're looking for the best way to enjoy food, then by all means, ask a food connoisseur who is an expert in guiding you to fun and healthy eating. Kanesha is her name. Food is her game. And once you experience what she has to offer, your taste buds will never be the same.
Little dinner music there.
That was nice. That was nice. Might have to steal some of that stuff.
Right. Thank you, Elder McGee. That was wonderful. I appreciate you, man. That was great. Great stuff there. Oh my goodness. Yes, and he tries to make it personal.
Exactly.
He does it every time. You hit it out the park again. Appreciate you. Crystal Garrison Cooper, thank you for watching. We're actually about to end on today, so you guys may have to go back and rewind to the beginning so that you can listen to the entire session. You will be delighted, and I know that you will enjoy what you hear. Again, make sure you go to Instagram, to Kanesha's page, Kanesha's Catering, and that's with the K. That's with the K.
Yeah.
All of it's with the K. And let's see, who was that? Brandy, come on with it, Elder McGee. I think you guys enjoyed that spoken word, so thank you for putting those in the comments. You know what, I'm glad you said something, Brandy, because I actually want to give, this is kind of off topic, but I would just want to give a quick shout out to you and your husband. Happy anniversary to you and Joe McCord on today. I saw that it's your anniversary, so we just want to say happy anniversary. But Kanesha, thank you again for coming on.
You're very welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. Thanks for accepting. I hope it wasn't too bad for you.
No, it was my first experience, so I was a little rattled, but I think I did pretty good.
You did awesome, girl. You did awesome. And it is our goal to keep pushing you, Kanesha. Seriously, it's our goal to keep lifting you up, getting you out there, girl. I see bigger things. This is just one little corner of the spectrum, but girl, this is a stepping stone.
I appreciate it all.
Yeah, we can see her cooking for the stars or something, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
See, that's gonna be in my dream tonight.
She gonna wake up, her husband's gonna be like, really?
that darn Gwendolyn Gaston-Gray.
And she'll be like, you know what? I can figure out a way to make those homemade popsicles better for Oprah.
Right, exactly.
There you go. There you go. But I'm sure he'll be right there with you. So a shout out to your husband and your family for sticking by your side and being there, your support, and for Eric being the fryer.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yay.
He'll appreciate that. He finally got his name recognized.
There you go. I love it. I love it. This has been great. We're going to get out of here. And guys, I want you to make sure you stick around next week. Or for the whole month of September, we have a whole lineup. If you guys didn't see the video, please make sure you go to my page or my personal page, ANet, known as ANet, or Mind, Body, and Soul with ANet. You will see it there. And or you can go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in GetCaughtInANet, ANET. Please make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. We have a variety of things over there, our shows, our positive mental health tips, to encourage each and every one of you on your journey. But I do thank and appreciate each of you for supporting me every week, for coming here, because you weren't here, I'd be talking to myself, but I thank you so much. We're coming up on 7 years in November, and we're going to try and see what we can do special in this virtual world that we're in now. But I'm appreciative of being with you guys for 7 years with this show. Kanesha, you said you didn't really see yourself being a chef. I didn't really see myself being a host. It just kind of fell in my lap. So, you know, you take the things that are there, and you kind of make something out of it. So I'm grateful to God that He's allowed me to do just that. So next week, I'm going to have Michelle Hollins Casey, and she is going to come on and talk about her 8-year-old self. Unfortunately, she's the victim of molestation when she was 8 years old. And so she's going to come and talk about her journey on next week. So I want you guys to make sure you support. This is her time to come out and share with you all, and also give some warnings and make you all aware about what's really happening out there. So until next time, let me make sure I get myself together here so I can play my end jingle. Did anybody catch that voice on my opening jingle? Did anybody catch that voice? Did you catch that voice, Kanesha?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
First came on, yeah.
Who did it sound like?
Wait, we probably talking about something different then. No, I didn't catch it.
My opening jingle, the wording. My sister is my voiceover artist. She.
Oh.
And I only get shout outs when I come on, but yeah.
Oh, you're another Eric, huh?
Oh my. Did she really
give Gwen her shouts?
No, actually, Kanesha, I shout her out all the time. You just ask her how often she listens to hear her voice shout out. Okay.
Okay. If you.
All right, but no, sister, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming on, co-hosting with me on today and asking questions and keeping us engaged. And again, Kanesha, I can't thank you enough for your time on today. Guys, we're going to get out of here. Until next time, I want you to make sure you soar and get caught in a net. All right, guys, take care. We're going to get out of here. We'll see you next week. Until then, stay safe, wash your hands, and wear your mask.